Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will dive into the escalating drama surrounding Josslyn Jax and her high-stakes involvement in a secretive mission that could leave her fighting for her life. In the shadowy world of international intrigue that's unfolding on General Hospital, Josslyn Jax finds herself at the center of a perilous operation that has fans on the edge of their seats. Recent episodes have hinted at a mission gone awry in the picturesque yet treacherous region of Dalmatia, where Josslyn's role as an undercover operative for the WSB could lead to devastating consequences. Drawing from the tense exchanges in the August 5th episode, it's clear that Jack Brennan's cryptic warnings are setting the stage for chaos. Brennan, ever the confident spy master, outlined the details of the recon assignment to Anna Devane, emphasizing Josslyn's partnership with the enigmatic Vaughn. But Anna, with her seasoned instincts honed from years of espionage, immediately flagged the potential dangers, questioning whether Josslyn was truly prepared for the risks involved. To add a layer of emotional depth, Anna pondered the fallout if things spiraled out of control, specifically how Brennan would explain any mishaps to Carly Spencer, Josslyn's fiercely protective mother. Inventing a new twist, perhaps Brennan has already contingency plans in place, including falsified documents to shield Carly from the truth, but these could unravel if the mission derails as feared. Brennan, however, remains unflappably optimistic, dismissing Anna's concerns as overreactions and labeling the entire endeavor as routine protocol in the WSB's playbook. He boldly assured everyone that Josslyn and Vaughn would return unscathed, painting a picture of seamless execution amid Dalmatia's rugged coastlines and hidden enclaves. Yet, in the unpredictable realm of soap operas, such declarations often serve as harbingers of doom. Think of all the times characters have tempted fate with similar bravado, only to face catastrophic reversals. This narrative device heightens the suspense, making viewers wonder if Brennan's confidence is a deliberate misdirection or a genuine blind spot. Creatively expanding on this, imagine Brennan drawing from his own past missions in similar locales, where he narrowly escaped ambushes, using those experiences to justify his stance. But the more he downplays the threats, the more it amplifies the likelihood of peril, especially with Vaughn's untested alliance adding an element of uncertainty. New details suggest that Vaughn might harbor his own agenda, perhaps tied to old rivalries within the WSB, which could inadvertently pull Josslyn into a web of betrayal far beyond her initial briefing. As the plot thickens, Anna's apprehensions gain even more weight with the emergence of a crucial clue linking back to Dalmatia. Her sharp detective skills picked up on Brennan's subtle hints, which eerily aligned with Jason Morgan's fragmented memories of Britt Westburn clutching a distinctive tote bag from the Five Poppies resort in that very region. This connection isn't just coincidental. It weaves a tapestry of interconnected fates, where Jason's relentless pursuit of Britt could intersect disastrously with Josslyn's assignment. General Hospital spoilers tease that Jason, driven by a mix of loyalty and unresolved emotions, will embark on his own hunt, potentially crossing paths with Josslyn and Vaughn at the worst possible moment. Inventing fresh elements, picture Jason arriving in Dalmatia under the guise of a tourist, only to stumble upon clues that expose the WSB operation, forcing an impromptu alliance or confrontation. This complication might escalate the mission's dangers, turning a simple recon into a full-blown crisis involving hidden enemies and unexpected alliances. Delving deeper into Josslyn's personal journey, the young woman is about to confront the brutal realities of life as a WSB agent, where every decision could tip the scales between survival and disaster. Far from the safety of Port Charles, Josslyn might face life-threatening scenarios that test her resilience, such as evading shadowy pursuers through Dalmatia's ancient ruins or decoding encrypted messages under duress. The spoilers indicate that the mission's inevitable failure, as Anna predicts, could result in Josslyn sustaining serious injurious perhaps from a high-speed chase along coastal cliffs or a skirmish in a secluded villa. Rushed to a local hospital in a frantic bid for medical attention, Josslyn's ordeal would underscore the high cost of her secret double life. Brennan, monitoring the situation from afar via encrypted channels, might find himself in a precarious position, juggling operational secrecy with the need to inform key players. Adding inventive layers, Brennan could deploy a covert medical team disguised as tourists to ensure Josslyn's care, all while fabricating alibis to prevent leaks back to Port Charles. The aftermath of such an injury promises even more intrigue, as Josslyn is expected to pull through the physical turmoil, emerging stronger but scarred by the experience. However, explaining her wounds becomes a monumental challenge, given the elaborate cover story of assisting an elderly friend of her grandmother's in Australia. This fabricated tale, meant to shield her family from the truth, could strain under scrutiny, forcing Josslyn to layer on additional deceptions like claiming a freak accident during a hiking trip or a minor car mishap in the outback. Brennan, too, would be compelled to deepen his web of secrets, particularly from Carly, whose maternal instincts might sense something amiss despite the reassurances. In a creative expansion, envision Carly growing suspicious after noticing inconsistencies in Josslyn's communications, perhaps leading to her own amateur investigation that inadvertently draws her closer to the WSB shadows. This dynamic adds emotional tension, exploring themes of trust and deception within family bonds. Ultimately, ABC General Hospital spoilers hint that Brennan will need to adapt his strategies on the fly, revising plans to accommodate these unforeseen twists and ensuring the mission's core objectives aren't completely derailed. Whether it's rerouting resources to Dalmatia or enlisting unlikely allies like Jason, Brennan's adaptability will be key to navigating the fallout. Fans can expect a roller coaster of revelations, with Josslyn's brush with danger potentially reshaping her outlook on her covert career and her relationships back home. Next, we will explore the tangled web of deception and consequences unfolding for Alexis Davis as she navigates a risky deal with Ava Jerome that could unravel her entire world. In the high-stakes drama of Port Charles, Ava Jerome has extended a tempting olive branch to Alexis Davis, proposing a deal designed to sever the chains of blackmail orchestrated by her and Rick Lansing. This arrangement involves a substantial final payment from Alexis, in return for which Ava hands over the incriminating evidence tied to Christina Corinthos Davis. Drawing from the undercurrents of suspicion in recent episodes, Alexis harbors deep reservations about the sheer size of this payout, worrying that it might attract unwanted scrutiny from financial watchdogs or close associates. Inventing a fresh layer to this intrigue, perhaps Ava sweetens the pot by including forged documents that could temporarily mask the transaction as a legitimate business expense. But Alexis senses the fragility of such a facade. This hesitation proves prescient, as the deal's execution might ignite a chain reaction of investigations, pulling Alexis into a vortex of legal jeopardy far beyond her initial fears. Creatively reimagining the scene, envision Alexis meeting Ava in a dimly lit, upscale cafe on the outskirts of town, where whispers of their exchange echo against the backdrop of clinking glasses, heightening the tension of their clandestine agreement. As the storyline progresses, Alexis steels herself and fulfills her end of the bargain, delivering the hefty final payoff to Ava without hesitation. In exchange, Ava provides the crucial key, perhaps encrypted USB drive or a hidden safe deposit code that allows Alexis to access and retrieve the damning evidence against Christina. With a sense of cautious relief, Alexis proceeds to a secluded spot, maybe an abandoned warehouse on the Port Charles docks under the cover of night, where she methodically destroys every trace of the material, shredding papers and smashing digital files to ensure nothing remains. In her mind, this act draws a definitive line under the ordeal, convinced that the shadows of blackmail have finally lifted and that Christina's secrets are safely buried. Adding inventive details, Alexis might even enlist a trusted confidant, like a discreet private investigator, to double-check for any lingering copies, believing this extra precaution seals the deal. Yet, the spoilers whisper otherwise. Alexis's optimism is tragically misplaced, as unseen forces are already aligning to expose the cracks in her carefully constructed resolution, proving that in the world of General Hospital, no secret stays hidden forever. Shifting focus to the vigilant eyes in Port Charles, Laura Collins emerges as a pivotal figure who has previously probed Alexis about irregularities in Ace Casadin's financial accounts. Alexis deftly deflected those earlier inquiries by attributing the anomalies to savvy investments in the enigmatic Dolos enterprise, the cover that held water at the time. However, the massive withdrawal necessitated by Ava's demand acts like a blazing signal flare, impossible for Laura to overlook amid her oversight of family finances. Determined to uncover the truth, Laura marches straight to Alexis's office, her steps fueled by a mix of concern and suspicion. En route, she crosses paths with Marco Rios, a sharp-minded associate whose curiosity is piqued by Laura's evident distress. When Laura confides her worries about potential financial foul play, Marco's instincts kick in, prompting him to delve into the Dolos records himself while Laura engages Alexis in a heated discussion. Expanding creatively, imagine Marco accessing encrypted ledgers from a nearby computer terminal, his fingers flying across the keys as he uncovers digital footprints that hint at deeper irregularities, all while overhearing snippets of the confrontation through thin office walls. The confrontation escalates as Laura sits down with Alexis, laying out her evidence point by point and accusing her outright of what appears to be embezzlement from Ace's funds. Caught off guard, Alexis finds herself backed into a corner, potentially crumbling under the pressure and spilling the beans about the blackmail scheme and the desperate measures she's taken. This raw exchange could unfold in Alexis's cluttered office, surrounded by stacks of legal files that symbolize the irony of her predicament as a lawyer entangled in her own web of deceit. Meanwhile, Marco's parallel investigation bears fruit. Piecing together transaction logs and timestamps, he unearths concrete proof of the embezzlement, though the underlying motives remain shrouded in mystery. Inventing new elements, perhaps Marco stumbles upon encrypted emails suggesting external pressures, like veiled threats from Rick Lansing, adding a layer of complexity that fuels his determination to act ethically. True to his principled nature, Marco Rios takes decisive action by reporting Alexis to the authorities, ensuring that justice prevails over personal loyalties. He then seeks out Laura to share his findings, revealing that he has irrefutable evidence of the embezzlement from Ace's account but admits his bafflement over the reasons behind it. Could it be greed, desperation, or something more sinister? Laura, processing this revelation, commends Marco for his integrity, affirming that exposing the truth is essential, no matter the fallout for those involved. This moment could play out in a quiet park bench conversation, where Laura grapples with the betrayal while Marco provides supporting documents pulled from his briefcase, emphasizing the gravity of the situation. In a creative twist, Laura might recall past family scandals, drawing parallels to previous Casadini intrigues, which steels her resolve to see the matter through, even if it means fracturing long-standing alliances. The climax builds as Anna Devine arrives at the Miller Davis law firm, her authoritative presence signaling the endgame for Alexis's illusions of escape. With a warrant in hand, Anna informs Alexis that she must accompany her to the PCPD for formal questioning, setting the stage for a potential unraveling of all the hidden truths. Will the full story emerge under interrogation, blackmail, the payoff, and Christina's involvement in the car accident? Spoilers tease that this could be the tipping point, forcing Alexis to confront the repercussions of her choices. Adding inventive depth, picture Anna reviewing preliminary reports en route, piecing together how the large sum ties into broader Port Charles mysteries. Perhaps even linking it to ongoing investigations involving the Jerome family. As we ponder the twists ahead, one can't help but question if Alexis will rue the day she handed over that final payoff to Ava, a decision that might catalyze the exposure of her embezzlement scheme. Could this financial trail lead straight to the heart of the blackmail plot and reveal Christina's role in the tragic car accident? Next, we will delve into the electrifying mob undercurrents stirring up Port Charles, with Steve Burton opening up about Jason Morgan's shadowy maneuvers and what they mean for his unbreakable alliance with Sonny Corinthos. The air in Port Charles is thick with the kind of gritty mob drama that has General Hospital fans buzzing nonstop, especially as Steve Burton steps forward to address the controversy surrounding Jason Morgan's increasingly ominous choices, such as his bold move to detain Marco Rios during the intensifying conflict with the formidable Jens Fidwell. On his engaging podcast, Stone Cold and the Jackal, co-hosted with Bradford Anderson, Burton passionately justifies Jason's steadfast devotion to Sonny, reminding listeners that this enforcer persona was forged over a decade and a half ago in the show's lore. He points out how audiences have grown accustomed to a somewhat tamed version of Jason in recent arcs, one that's dialed back on the brutality, which has left some viewers grappling with this shift. Creatively expanding on this, imagine Burton drawing parallels to real-world loyalty in high-stakes professions like undercover operatives who must balance morality with duty, adding depth to why Jason's current restraint feels jarring. Yet, with Sonny's decisive elimination of FBI agent John Jagger Cates marking a fierce comeback to his merciless roots, the narrative is flipping the script, prompting speculation about whether this resurgence will restore the vintage mobster vibe or signal a genuine pivot away from the criminal life. Burton's candid defense has ignited a firestorm among the GH faithful, splitting opinions right down the middle while a faction cheers the revival of Jason's original tough guy essence as Sonny's right-hand enforcer. Others yearn for the more nuanced, compassionate side that has emerged over time. He underscores that Jason's core responsibilities remain unchanged, highlighting the absence of any lethal takedowns in his recent storyline, such as the thwarted sniper attack at Sonny's warehouse shortly after Jason's dramatic reappearance in town. This evolution, Burton argues, showcases a character who's adapted without losing his edge. But the recent episode where Jason kept Marco under lock and key has fans whispering that he's slipping into a darkness mirroring Sonny's own turbulent path, particularly as the duo contemplates bowing out of the mob game altogether. Inventing a new element, perhaps Jason's internal monologue during the hostage situation reveals flashes of doubt, influenced by fleeting memories of quieter moments with his family, hinting at an inner conflict that could foreshadow bigger changes ahead. Amid these turbulent developments, Carly Spencer stands as a potential catalyst for transformation, possibly urging Jason to embrace a more stable existence for the sake of their son Danny Morgan, whose future hangs in the balance amid the chaos. Yet, the profound connection between Jason and Sonny appears indestructible, forged in years of shared battles and betrayals that no outside force can easily sever. This dynamic raises intriguing questions for viewers. Will the audience rally behind this edgier incarnation of Jason, reveling in his return to form? Or will there be calls for further softening to align with modern storytelling sensibilities? Adding inventive details, envision Carly confronting Jason in a rain-soaked alleyway after a tense standoff, her pleas laced with references to Danny's school achievements, painting a vivid contrast between domestic normalcy and the perilous mob life that threatens to consume them all. Burton further elaborates on Sonny's chilling dispatch of Jagger as a deliberate callback to the classic Sonny archetype, a move that reasserts his dominance following a period of relative calm that had some fans questioning his edge. This act, he suggests, serves to rekindle the fear and respect that once defined Sonny's reign, thrilling a segment of the fandom who crave that raw intensity, even as others express wariness about whether it's a sustainable shift or just a temporary flare-up. The skepticism stems from Sonny's recent vulnerabilities, which have humanized him in unexpected ways, leading to debates on forums about the authenticity of this regression. In a creative twist, Burton might allude to behind-the-scenes script discussions where the writers toyed with alternative outcomes for Jagger's fate, ultimately choosing this path to amp up the stakes and test Sonny's resolve in the face of escalating threats. Reflecting on the broader trajectory of these iconic characters, Burton touches on their natural progression through the years, acknowledging subtle growth that has added layers of complexity, while stressing the imperative for Sonny to maintain an aura of unassailable authority in a world where weakness invites ruin. As the war with Sidwell heats up, involving covert alliances and high-risk gambits across Port Charles's underbelly, Sonny's rekindled ferocity could illuminate new paths of power. But the ongoing dialogues about abandoning the mob lifestyle inject a dose of uncertainty that keeps everyone guessing. New elements could include Sonny confiding in Jason about vivid nightmares of past hits, symbolizing his internal tug-of-war between the thrill of the game and the allure of peace, which deepens the emotional stakes of their potential exit. Complicating matters further, Nina Reeves lurks in the shadows, poised to capitalize on any chinks in Sonny's armor, perhaps by whispering manipulative advice that sows discord or tempts him back into old habits for her own gain. Meanwhile, Dante Falconeri, Sonny's son and a dedicated cop, grapples with mounting anxiety over his father's trajectory. Torn between familial bonds and his duty to uphold the law in a town rife with corruption. This familial tension adds a poignant layer, as Dante might secretly monitor Sidwell's movements, uncovering intel that forces him to choose sides in ways that could fracture the Corinthos clan irreparably. Inventively, picture Dante overhearing a heated exchange between Sonny and Jason in a dimly lit coffee warehouse, his hidden vantage point amplifying the moral dilemma that weighs on him like a lead anchor. The burning question on every fan's mind is whether Sonny's rediscovered intensity will endure, solidifying his place as Port Charles's undisputed kingpin, or if retirement whispers will crescendo into a full-fledged departure from the dangerous game. As General Hospital dives deeper into the murkier facets of Jason and Sonny's sex, Burton's insights suggest a tantalizing possibility of them stepping away from the mob altogether. Though devotees fervently hope this doesn't translate to the actors bidding farewell to the series, still, the community is abuzz with theories, pondering if this arc heralds a gentler era or an explosion of even greater turmoil. Particularly as Jason's allegiance faces a supreme test upon discovering WSB Chief Jack Brennan's covert enlistment of Josslyn Jax, leaving him to agonize over whether to confide in Sonny or Carly. This revelation could either fortify their enduring ties or propel them toward unforeseen evolutions, reshaping alliances in ways that promise endless drama. Stay tuned to our channel for the latest scoops as these mob machinations continue to captivate.